Subscribe to the Old World podcast.
For me, as I found out about this like 5 or 7 years ago, I found one information and then it led to another. So when I found out that all the books I'm teaching with the children, that they don't, actually there's no truth, I started to dive deeper and dig deeper. And if you would have told me, Amina, there will be one point and you will find out that there will be extraterrestrials, I would have told you, you are nuts. So, I would have told you, are you crazy? I know I'm an open person. I know everything is possible, but this, no. Hi.
Hello, Amina.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Just a little bit cold here in Germany, but we keep ourselves warm and yes. So
Awesome. Are you ready to start?
yes.
Okay, awesome. So we're currently recording. So let's get started. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So welcome. This is going to be our episode 2 of the Old World podcast, which is a brand new podcast, which I've just launched on YouTube. So you are officially our second ever guest.
Okay, thank you.
Introduce yourself. Who are you? Learn a little bit about yourself. We'd love to know more.
Yes, so I'm Amina. I live in Germany. I was born and raised in Germany, and I'm a teacher. Mainly I teach French in school and German and other classes. Yes, but I'm also very interested in history, German history also, and this is how I found out that most of the history is not real, so that all our books, everything that we read in school is manipulated and planned. It has an agenda for the children, for the pupils. So in order to make them believe certain facts or things that happened in the past, which have not happened like this, never. And the truth isn't mentioned in our school books. So when I started to realize this, it got very interesting for me, and I started to make my own investigation. But also, I am not only a teacher. I also love to sing, and we can get back to the other topic, like the school books and everything that is written into it, because we have got to know each other through the School of Light. And another hobby of mine is singing, and I found your channel and your light language. I have listened to it, and I loved it. So something inside of me happens every time I listen to it, and then I told myself, "That's so beautiful. That's so healing." So then I think I joined your School of Light from the beginning, from the first day, School of Light, which you have launched 4 months ago. Yes, 4 months ago.
September, I think. August, September, yeah.
Yes. So this is how we got to know each other, through the School of Light. And I must say that I have registered in order to learn the light language, honestly, because I love it. And then I found the EFT program from Hugo, who is also a teacher in your School of Light. And so I decided to just go ahead, learn the light language and also the EFT, one after the other. So I'm at the moment, this is what I'm doing, and this is how we met, School of Light. You guys are telling the truth and you're teaching really people, you are empowering the people. You are,
Yes.
like many people are alienated from themselves, from theirs, by design, from the controllers of Earth, which I will explain later. I think you have an idea what I'm talking about. And so I think that this is a great school, which
Thank you.
brings a lot.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you with us, and we host classes every week, as you know. So sometimes it's a little bit much for people to keep up with, like you mentioned in your experience. But for anyone else who's considering joining our spiritual community and wants to empower themselves, you can check the link below. But going back to what you said, Amina, at the beginning, which is a really, really valid point, is that the history books do not give us the full picture. In fact, if you break down the word history, you have two words, which is his and story.
Story. Yes.
So in a way, we could perhaps have this alternate perspective on what his story really is, which is his story. So it is the story of whoever decided to put the pieces together and put it in a book and package it nicely according to their wishes and their will, and then promote that to the masses. Because ultimately, all of these books have been written by a man in one way, shape, or form. And it's more often than not, it is the case that his story is biased based on the individual who is putting that history into a book. And there's usually an intention and an agenda behind it, which is exactly what we're going to be getting into. So that's why I'm super happy to have you here, Amina, because for those of you who didn't catch at the beginning, Amina is German. She's born in Germany. And in this video, we're touching upon the history of Nazi Germany and also the Vril people, which is a topic that many of us are not all familiar with, the Vril people. And as far as Nazi Germany goes, well, there is just horrific connotations with this. Even the word Nazi was used in a bad way, and I think it was invented by the Jewish actually themselves. So we're going to be digging into the things that a lot of people are very afraid to talk about. It is a pleasure to have you here with us, Amina.
Thank you.
So I want to get right into it with one of my first questions for you, which is, it's a general question, but just to start off the topic sort of thing. What do you know about the Vril people of Germany from the early mid-1900s and their work with Adolf Hitler?
Yes. Okay. First of all, let's get busy. Let's talk about Hitler a little bit. I believe that Hitler was organic portal, if you can say it like this, that he was used by certain entities to fulfill their agenda. And the Vril and the Vril Society, don't know if I can talk about this here, but it's about the reptiles and extraterrestrials, and because I think that many people don't have the background or the basic information of it, so maybe let's just tell them first that there are extraterrestrial beings in this universe and that they are also interfering in our history in a good way and bad way, if there's good or bad. Anyway, Hitler knew this. He knew that there are extraterrestrial people, and he partnered up, if you can say. He cooperated with them, but he was also used as an organic portal, because I think that by nature he must have had a very low frequency, and those entities with certain intentions, they use people, which I will call organic portal. So they use people to fulfill their intentions. And Hitler was such an organic portal used by entities, you can say, or extraterrestrials. You don't have to believe everything that I'm saying. Go and do your own research, please. Okay? Please. Because if you're a real soul, if you have a soul, if you're a real being, then you should be interested in keeping your soul and knowing the truth, knowing why you are here, and therefore everything that I'm saying or everything that I'm telling you, you don't have to believe me. Go and do your own research, please. I believe that he was an organic portal used by entities, and the Vril or the Vril Society was one link between the extraterrestrial, like the negative, like I will call them the reptiles, yes, and he was the link between the reptiles of the faction and the human puppets or relatives of these. That is to say, the Nazi. The real reptiles were the ones who were manipulating the Nazis underneath with Hitler. Not to start the war, because the war is always planned. Wars are always planned, so it's not by accident. There's always somebody who's making money out of it, or getting lush fear, human fear. So wars are made, for the humanity, in order to spread fear, or also as a reset. But let's get back to the reptiles and the Vril Society. So they took over Hitler as an organic portal, and then they operated through him. But there's also this is Vril. These are the reptiles. But there was also a Vril Society. So they had been several extraterrestrial women, so to say, who came down at that time when it was really critical. It was when the use of the atomic bomb was on the table. And so this is why they came down, in order to stop the plans for it. And so they it seemed like that they worked for Hitler, because they were channeling. They had long hair, and they lived in Berlin next to Hitler's apartment also. There is also information in the internet for everybody who wants to dive deeper, and to also, maybe I have forgotten some facts or distorted them. Could be because long time ago I have read about this, and I have seen also other people spreading information about this. Anyway, so the Vril Society consisted of, I think, 3-4 women, and they channeled information for Hitler. They gave him the construction plan for zero gravity flight objects.
Mm.
In order.
Sorry to interrupt you. I mean, what year was this?
It must have been 1930, 36, 37, 38. The war ended in 1945, so must have been 10 years before, 8 years, 9 years before, in the 1930s. And
Okay.
yeah, so the war was not at its climax, but the atomic bomb was on the table. And so the Vril Society intervened. This is what I know about them. Also, I know that there are different races, just like on Earth. In the universe, I know that that one Taigetan was part of this Vril Society, of these ladies in the Vril Societies, and there's also a video on YouTube where she speaks, so everybody can go there and Google or enter just Vril Society, Hitler. Her name is Maria Orsitsch. I don't know, have you heard about her, or did you read about it, Ellena? You?
Yes, absolutely. So she is recognized as being the founder of the Vril Society, Maria Orsitsch. Yeah.
Yes, 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 and she channeled actually those plans, and but they didn't mean like to help Hitler to win the war. What their purpose or their intention was to stop the planning or the construction of the atomic bomb. Yes, and as you said, Maria Orsitsch could have been the founder, and there are also many information about her in the internet. And a very interesting fact is that in 1945 she just disappeared.
Yes.
She just disappeared. Yeah, and nobody knew where she came from, and nobody knew when she disappeared where she had gone. So this is also a very interesting fact. That's in regard to the Vril Society.
Yes, that is. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Amina. This is very, very important information. And one thing I have to point out as well on the topic of Maria Orsitsch is that there is an image, a proclaimed image of her circulating on the internet, which I've actually found out is not even the original image of her at all. In fact, in a book written by one of the members of the Vril Society from the early 90s, I believe it was, called Das Vril Project, there is an actual black and white photo of her taken, and they do not look at all the same. So I'm going to actually put that image up when I'm editing this video so everyone can see. This is a black and white photo versus the one of a lady with blonde hair and blue eyes that is circulating all over the internet that people are claiming is her, because it doesn't actually represent the true image of Maria. So I just wanted to add that. And so going back to what you mentioned, Amina, which is very important, about the creation of zero gravity crafts. So for anyone who's watching and doesn't know what that's referring to, we're basically talking about flying saucers. Well, you could call them,
Yes.
could call them a UFO,
Yes,
like an alien spacecraft, whatever we want to refer to them as. But this information was being channeled by Maria,
yes,
and Hitler was able to utilize it in order for the first, I believe, one of the first man-made UFOs to ever be created in the 1930s, everyone. You have to keep this in mind. This was a very early time where...
by humans.
Exactly. For us to even create such an aircraft with zero gravity...
Yes.
Today, we do not believe this is possible.
Yes, and
but go more into this.
Yes,
what do you know about this?
Also, we know that the USA, the government, and I also think that in the United Kingdom and other countries, that this is common knowledge. It is suppressed. The so-called elites. They know everything. What we are talking about here. They know that the history that is fake. They know that They have been this flight object with zero gravity since the 1930s. They know that people are deceived in this context. So just to make it clear, this is why I'm saying, please go and do your own investigation. Don't believe us, what we are talking about here, but I believe in it. I think Ellena is also believing in it, but please go and do your own investigation, because like when an egg breaks from inside, life happens. There's a saying, but if you break the egg from outside, then it will die. So please, it must come from inside. So please go, everybody who's watching here, and do your investigation afterwards, or if you have time. This is, if I have 1 bit, then this is my for today.
Yes, that's great.
Yes.
Thank you, Amina. That's very true. Yeah.
Yes, because it's not done with just seeing a podcast and then saying, okay, I just got this information. Maybe it's true, maybe not. No, go and do your own investigation. And I'm telling you this because it's of importance for your existence now more than ever.
Right.
Yeah, more than ever. And going back to the zero gravity objects, yes, then Hitler and the Nazis, Werner von Braun, they were able to construct these flight objects, and they used them as well, as far as I know. But it was then decided in 1944, because, as I said, the war was planned so in advance, and there were people who were profiting from it, and also in many ways there have been many agendas, not only to profit from the war, but also to produce lush fear, to reset the society in some kind of way, to reset it, because every now and then they have to reset the society because too many people are awakened. Okay, so, and we came into this game signing a contract that we will forget everything when we are down here, and we will do it all by our own. But some people remember. But let's get back to the point. So by the end of the 1944, by this year, it was decided that Germany has to lose the war. If you know, asking by whom, well, there are some people who are called the controllers of Earth. You can call them the controllers of Earth, and there are different levels of it, and levels of these controllers. And like, for example, just to give you an example, like we have those secret societies on Earth. They are very, very low in this pyramid of being in control of Earth. Yeah, and there are more people above them, and then until it gets to a sphere where it is not even on Earth, the control. So we are not controlled by humans, so to say. We are, the humans who control us are controlled. Okay,
Yeah.
and getting back to the war and to the flight objects, to the zero gravity objects, there were Werner von Braun who helped to construct them, and then in 1944 it was decided that Germany has to lose the war, so everything was destroyed, but not the construction plans which were channeled from the Vril Society. Vril Society disappeared in 1945. Yes, as I said. By the way, how long do we have?
Unlimited. We can just keep going.
Okay. So 1945, Vril Society disappeared because obviously the war ended. and Hitler disappeared as well. And it is said that many Nazis didn't die, took their life, or were caught. Like, no, there was this operation, I think, Paperclip. When have you heard about it? Paperclip. Also, you can find a lot of information in the internet. Operation Paperclip, and then the construction plans from the Vril Society, channeled from the Vril Society, they had been taken from the Americans, from the government, from the American government, and also the scientists, all German scientists, moved to the USA. So the Nazis still exist. Part of them moved to, I know it sounds crazy, but this is why I'm telling you, please do your own investigation, moved to Antarctica. It's called Neuschwabenland. They founded their own territory. And mainly they have underground bases.
In the Antarctic, in the South Pole. Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, they live there. They have a whole infrastructure, and they have technology that we do not have here. And they still live in Antarctica. This is what it is said. Also, you can check this and see that there are certain areas in Antarctica. There are no-fly zones. No-fly zones. So. Maybe somebody is hiding something over there, but mainly back to Paperclip, the Nazis did his life. They just moved. Some of them to Neuschwabenland and some of them to the USA, and the government over there, they know everything, and then they took the construction plans, and I think they have tried to build some of those flying sausages, but they didn't succeed first because something was missing. So many accidents happened, but then later, I think Eisenhower himself, he made a kind of agreement with the managers of the Earth, who are not on Earth level, on another level. Grace. He made an agreement with Grace, which is a race, which is an extraterrestrial race, and they gave him. I think they gave him the atomic bomb, the construction, the plans for the atomic bomb, and he made agreement with them that they could conduct tests, several tests on human beings, children on Earth. Okay, so as I said, you don't have to believe, but if you're interested in what could be truth, then go ahead and do your investigation. This is why I just mentioned this because I told you that the government knows everything, and not only that they know, no, they are cooperating with negative entities. So what kind of person or human being does cooperate with negative entities? So we say in Germany, gleich und gleich gesellt sich gern. It's the same and same. They like to mingle. Yes, so just to have an idea that maybe, just maybe, the government does not have your best interest in mind. Yeah, so you should go ahead and maybe figure out, or because as I said, for me, as I found out about this like 5 or 7 years ago, like it was like I found one information and then it led to another. So when I found out that all the books I'm teaching with the children, that they don't Yeah, actually, there's no truth. I started to dive deeper and dig deeper. And if you would have told me, Amina, there will be one point and you will find out that there will be extraterrestrials, I would have told you, you are nuts. So, I would have told you, are you crazy? I know I'm an open person. I know everything is possible, but this, no. But after really realizing that everything is a lie, and then diving deeper and just reading more and more, I just listened to everything, but then I said I don't have to believe everything, but then in the end I will make up my mind and I will draw my own conclusion, and this is what I did. In the end, I think it is true that we are not alone, and that there are extraterrestrial people, and this Vril Society, and the Vril, the races, Taigetan, Arcturian, and so on, they are real. They are real in the end, but in the end, I have to say that that there is no material world and everything is a thought. So it's an idea. I think you understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, it's an idea, and here we have energies, sometimes opposing energies, and they are interfering with each other. So when I say like there are negative entities also in the government, they don't have your best interest in mind. Okay,
Right.
they choose their side in the spirit world, and you have to choose your side. So in the end, just to go a level up and see it from a more higher view. If you yes, I think you know what I mean, because I mean I speak about all these extraterrestrials and real or we speak about them, okay?
Yes.
We know, okay? And but in the end, you come to a certain conclusion that if you really dive very, 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 very deep and make up your mind about everything, you come to the conclusion that all of this is true, but on the other side, it's just an idea, and everything can be these concepts, all of them can be true. So if I say that there's no material world, there's only the spirit world, and if you are talking about Vril Society or governments or reptiles or flight objects, or energy and everything, yeah, these if we talk about these entities and persons, these are just energies doing what they're doing, and we are doing what we are doing. So going back to the Operation Paperclip, the government in the United States, they took all the construction plans, and they also Werner von Braun and all the Nazis got to work for them.
Wow.
Okay. So in the war, they were fighting each other, but then afterwards they they said they invited them, and so Werner von Braun and all the other Nazis, they moved to the States. So moved to the States, and it is also said that some of them moved, I think, to Chile or Argentinian, and
Yes.
I think so. And many German people, honestly, I mean, I talk, they know it. They know it. They say, we don't believe that this history is real, that is sold to us. And also, there are people who believe that it was constructed like the Second World War. So, but it is not very common that you will find German people talking about this openly because it's taboo.
Yes.
It's taboo. Yeah. Like you there are also other sides to Hitler, like when he came to power, I think it was in 1933, in the German Bundestag or Parliament. I think that it was orchestrated. It was constructed because he had a very influential, rich people supporting him. So I think that he was just a puppet in the end, an organic portal. Yeah. Just a puppet. And let me tell you who is listening here that there are many puppets outside. There are many organic portals. And if you ask me what is an organic portal, it is like you and me having a body, just a body, and some bodies have a soul. Okay, what is the difference if somebody has a soul or not? I can tell you that if somebody has a soul, he's connected to source, what you call God. Okay, he is God, or he has God inside. Okay, but if it's an organic portal, it's empty. And then, as I said, everything is the spirit world. And then if there's an entity, an energy that has chosen a certain side, can go inside of it. And if it has an attention, it can then work through this body. So this is what I think that happened. This is, yes, it can work. And let me just tell you, maybe this will be of help for many people also at Christmas, in this time of the year when you come together with your family. If you have a high frequency, if you are of a high frequency, then you will be certainly a target for those organic portals or for any kind of entities who don't have also your best interest in mind, because they cannot enter this world. They need this material world to say, this is how to say, how we know, yes, how it is. They cannot enter into this material world. They need an organic portal, but you can also use somebody who has a soul but a low frequency, like somebody who's drinking and taking drugs and doing bad things, or having bad intentions. Because if the frequency matches of this being, if it has drinks, takes drugs, bad thoughts, the entity also has the frequency of having bad intentions, and maybe in some other life loved to drink, take drugs, and then it can enter. So if there's a match of frequency, those entities can use you also as an organic portal, not only Hitler or other people. And this is the definition of it. And I also think that many of the Nazi people they had been organic portals, just puppets. In the end, it's this old war, good against bad. But in the end, it's all source. It's all source, and you understand what I'm saying? It's all. Yes. It's because it is all created from source. Everything. Okay. So it was just one level up. But do you have any other question in regard to Hitler? Or, yeah, okay.
100%. Yeah, what you've just shared is great. It's really good stuff. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And I guarantee that most people watching this will know exactly what you're saying. And if anyone doesn't, then as we mentioned, as Amina said, definitely do your own homework and research.
Yes.
And if you also want to learn more on a one-to-one basis, you can also check out our school, because we do provide these live classes where you can ask us questions directly, just like this on the video, one-to-one. So the link's below for that. But I wanted to say that, you mentioned about how Hitler was being used as a tool, as a puppet, which seems 100% accurate, because me and you both understand this. The war is planned. It is agreed on. More often than not, it is generally started by significant controllers or a family who is acting as a controller of the planet. So I wanted to actually ask, what do you know about the significance of a family called
Rothschild.
The Rothschilds for World War II?
Yes. The Rothschilds. Rothschilds started in Frankfurt, where I'm living right now. Not very far from actually where I'm living. Just some, maybe 3 or 4 blocks away. Their name wasn't actually Rothschild. I think their name were Müller. Anselm Müller was his name. He was Jewish, and also he had a shop in Germany, and there he did hang up a red scarf which was drunk with blood, and people called it Rothschild because Rothschild is
the Red Cross.
Rothschild is like a placard, like like a wall, so people called him Rothschild then, but his name was Müller. And also the Jewish people at that time, they had the characteristic that everywhere where they moved, they adapted the names of the people who lived there. But it is said, but it is also said that Rothschild, he had 5 sons. He had 5 sons, and one of them, Nathan, I think Nathan was his name, Nathan. So everything started in Frankfurt. He founded a bank here in Frankfurt. Why? Why did he found a bank? Well, he had a saying. He said, if you want to control the world, you have to control the money. You have to control the money. Yes. And how did he become so rich? This is what I can tell you. How did he became so rich? He had all those sons, and he has sent them to London, Paris, Milan, I think. So all the big cities in the world. And then he made them, I think at that time, in London, they had already a bank, but he went there and he started a centralized system. I think he already had this plan to connect all the bank system in the world and to control the people via this tool. So the Rothschilds, and then but I don't think it was in the Second World War. It was before, when there was Napoleon. It must have been before. The Rothschilds manipulated the market. They spread the message that Napoleon won the war. So the stock market went down. And what did they do? They bought everything for £5. And then when the message came out that it was a lie and Napoleon didn't, then the stock market went up, and then they sold what they had for, I think, 95 for £100. So this is how he became filthy rich. This was the point in history where this family became rich, by manipulating the market and spreading lies. And this is what they're doing all the time. It's not a very extraordinary or creative measure, and they repeat it all the time, spreading false news, profiting from it, and then spreading fear. And this is also the history of the Rothschilds. I could also tell other stories about them, but you can go ahead and, I mean, the people who are listening, and do your own research, because I don't want to be like branded like I don't have anything against Jewish people or like, but it's a very, it's very complicated here in Germany. You can't say nothing about Jewish people. If you do so, you can also get arrested here.
Yeah.
I know, you can get arrested or you can lose your license for whatever. I know that in Berlin, I know a reporter, his name is Boris Reitschuster. He's a very, very, very motivated journalist, and he discovered many weird things in the German government, and he had to move out of the country, and his bank account was blocked, and police came to his house and visited him, and this is 2024, 2025, and all because he said some things that he should not have maybe said in their opinion. Okay, so this is why we have to be a little bit
Yes. It is a very touchy subject where you are, and I 100% understand. So thank you for sharing what you have on that. Everyone will understand. We understand, and that's great. And yeah, I mean, I will say it because I don't have any restrictions. So from my mouth, not yours, to take off any liability off your back. But it is believed that the Rothschilds did fund the World War II, and at least perhaps they were using that war to sort of exert their power and their influence over the Germans, over Europe. I mean, you have the war in Russia, for example, and you can look, people can do their own research into that. And so, yeah, there is definitely evidence to support that they were just simply using this war as another way to gain influence and power over the world. So
yes,
I know many people watching us, listening to this, will also have this awareness that many of the media outlets all over the US in particular are all Jewish owned. So yes, like you said, Amina, 100%, they do have the ability to manipulate us through the media, and they do every single day. So that's what keeps people enslaved as well, because they don't ever see the light. They never know what is real or what is false. They just simply believe everything they're told, and that is their life, and that is it. So that's why we're creating this episode too, and with you, why I invited you here, so we can share this to the masses, to all of the beautiful people watching this who may not be aware. And another question I wanted to ask you, Amina, that's very relevant here, which hopefully you can shed some light upon too, is many people believe that Hitler was a very, very, very bad man, but there are some really great things that he did accomplish for Germany when they were completely bankrupt and carrying wheelbarrows full of cash just to purchase something from a store, like some groceries. And then Hitler came along into power at this time when the currency was completely devalued. It went to zero. Yes. And what did he do? What did Hitler actually do for the Germans?
Yes, exactly, Ellena. Yes. So you had to pay. I still have a bill of it. You had to pay. Can you still hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. 1 million mark. It was 1 million Reichsmark. An old lady I got to know when she was 80, 84. She died now. But she told me that people had nothing to eat and you had to pay 1 million Reichsmark to go and buy one bread. This was all because of, so the reason was the Versailles Contract. It is called the Versailles Contract because after the First World War, the Germans had to pay reparation for initiating the war. This is what they had to pay it to the French people. So they had to pay money to the French people, and of course, after some time, the government was bankrupt, and the economy, everything went down. People had no work; they were desperate, and Hitler, when he came to power, he promised to change those circumstances, And he did. So what we do have, we still have the heritage of him, like the Autobahn. Maybe you have heard of the Autobahn in
Yeah.
Germany, where yeah, and it was Hitler who had built them. Hitler built the Autobahn, and also when he came to power in 1933, many men were put in work, and also what he did is he did the breach of contract. He said, "We will no longer pay this money for
Mm.
reparation," and this was also a reason um, why there were tensions between France and Germany then
Yeah.
afterwards. So this is how it started, and I talked to many old people in Germany because I was just by nature interested in this topic, what happened at that time. And I asked them, was it
Mhm.
really that bad, like living in Nazi Germany? And you didn't see all those trains with those Jewish people? And honestly, they said they haven't seen anything. They
No.
said, no, they said, we have not seen any kind of trains full of Jewish people being deported to wherever. I'm just repeating what I have heard
Yeah.
from Zeitzeugen, from people who were really alive at that time. So
Yeah.
it could be that it was suppressed. I don't know.
Mm.
Another option is that the numbers are staged, not real. Like if they say they have taken two, but I don't want to dig deeper into this.
Yeah.
What only thing I can say is that history is manipulated for whomever it serves.
Mhm.
And I also read a text. I got information that actually the Jewish people initiated the Second World War in order to have to say, oh, see, we are victims. We need a country. And then there is man. He's called David Henschel, I think. He wrote a book about Zionism, and
Mm.
step by step, he wrote down what happened after the Second World War, like
Mm.
the occupation of Palestine, and how it can be done to take away this country from those people in a cultural, in a material way, in every like. So I think it was planned. Also, if you ask me, I think it was planned.
Are you referring to the creation of Israel? Okay, got it.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
think everything was planned, and people who lived at that time, like during the Second World War, they say that could be that it was so bad, but I lived here and I haven't seen that. Like, and many German people also they didn't like they didn't got involved, and they said they were not against Jewish people at all. So this
Mm.
is what I can say, and but as I said, it's still a taboo here, and openly I couldn't talk like about this.
Mhm.
And also, these women, if they were not trusted when they were telling their stories, that no, no, I didn't know anything like this, or I have not seen any trains full of Jewish people. Yeah, it gives me goosebumps because all of these lies, and if you go and if you just deconstruct them, it has really an impact in your life.
Yes.
Yes, it has an impact, and a good impact, and but also kind of mistrust. Yes.
Mhm.
So, yes, this is what I know about Rothschilds, Jews, and I think it's all connected. I think that the Rothschilds also started the centralization of the banking systems,
Mm.
not only to enslave people, but also to yeah, to control the whole world. And I think also that these are puppets. I think these very small puppets, the Rothschilds. I think those people who are really in power, who control like the minds, because I said there is no material world, but who control the minds, they don't show up. They don't show your face. They don't show their faces. No, no, because they use their puppets. They use their puppets.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if anyone can just imagine a puppet show, you have the screen, you have the puppets being pulled on the strings from behind, but you can't see the hands pulling them.
And it's by design, Ellena. And you said that people cannot see through this. And it's kind of impossible because there's so much deception, lies. And one life is not enough to understand this or to get behind it all if you don't have any help. And I think that we are here to help. Just
Yes.
to guide a little bit, because
Yeah.
people are suffering because of all what we have talked about. People are suffering and they don't know why. They don't know why. And also, I agree that you said you use the word slave. Yes, this is what they wanted in the end. It was their goal to create slaves, mind slaves. It's a war for perception, consciousness. And in
Yeah.
the end, all the Vril, Hitler, Rothschilds, or as I said, they have taken their side and they fight for our perception. They want our soul. They don't want our resources, diamonds, gold, or whatever. They want your soul. And yes, because your soul is the most precious thing that they can have, because they are chewing up your energy, your life force, yeah? And there is no better slave than the one who doesn't know that he is one.
Exactly.
Also,
Yes. Well said.
Yes, that's
Very
it.
well said. Very well said. Thank you very much for sharing with us, Amina. I would like to ask you, what is your message to everyone watching this all over the world, whoever they are, that have never heard about this truth, about Germany, about the Vril Society, about the Rothschilds until now? What is your message to them?
Yes. Well, if you are doing well, just go ahead, live your life. But if you want to know the truth, if you struggle sometimes, if you think that maybe it's not everything as I have been told, then go and do your investigation, because we are not alone over here. I mean, if I say not over here, then I mean in the universe. Okay? We are not alone. There are other people, and some of them are working against the best interest of humanity, and some of them are working for the best interests of humanity. This is my first message, is there are more people outside of Earth. Okay, and you can go and check the NASA site if what I just said is true or not. But if you have listened, you maybe not. If you may have listened, because what I can also tell you is we are not only alone. There are many more persons, beings like you and me outside of Earth. But what I can also tell you, that the moon is controlling the Earth, and the moon is the lunar matrix. So we are living here in a matrix, and you are being controlled. Okay, you are not free. You are you are a slave. You have to work. You have to consume, and you have to stay in fear. This is my message. And if you want to break out, then go and do your investigation. Go and find your information and then follow it. This is my message.
Thank you so much. And for everyone who resonates with this and what Amina has shared and wants to learn more, then as mentioned, you can join us and we will be more than happy to help guide you and also provide you with weekly classes and also monthly healing, which I channel as a Reiki practitioner and light language channel in our School of Light with the link down below. And your first class is absolutely free. So we would love for you to just check it out, give it a go, and join our 24/7 community and also network with like-minded individuals just like us, just like me, just like Amina, people who are actually dedicated to their soul's purpose this mission on planet Earth, and also the mission to awaken, to evolve, and to embody themselves as a sovereign being. Because ultimately, as Amina puts it very rightly, when we incarnate here into this earth, we incarnate into a matrix, into a system that is designed and that is controlled to keep us enslaved. So by being able to participate in podcasts like this, even live classes in our school, you're able to help yourself break out of that enslavement. And that is why we're here. So definitely check out the link in the description. There's also a free Old World workbook, which you can check out as my gift to you, and any links down below. And if anyone would love to contact you directly, Amina, how would they be able to reach out to you?
Yes, they can find me very easily on the internet. But I would like to go back to School of Light and then to say that everything that we have talked about before, we have also talked about frequencies. So the frequency is your consciousness. It's your consciousness, and we are all traumatized, or we have been traumatized. Okay, so one more than the other. Okay, but what the School of Light is doing, what I would like to mention also, this is the truth, is they Ellena is giving weekly or every 2 weeks, yes, healing sessions, and she also has sent me a healing video, 50 minutes every day, and I was listening to it since I think also September or October, and I could feel a shift in my essence, soul, or something, because before I was on this path already, I knew everything, and as a teacher, I gave really honest answers to the children when they asked me, because I had one child that asked me and told me, we really originate from apes? I said, I don't know. He said, I don't think so. He told me he was like 9 or 10 years old, and of course I knew the truth, but I thought, no, he's so young. But then he taught me, he said, I don't think that we are originating from apes. And then he said, but I have to write it down in biology, because if I don't, then the teacher will give me a bad mark, he said. Okay, so this is a little boy who is awakened. And what my point is, that he's healed. The more you heal, the more awakened you will be. So Ellena is providing those healing sessions, and it has healed something inside of me, because then afterwards, after 3 days, all the emotions came up. You know, everybody has his topics, and then I processed those emotions like I couldn't have felt them. I couldn't feel them before, but then I felt them. And now I'm still listening to your video every day, really, and I love it, and I know that it has an impact on me and on my soul. And since then, I'm even more dedicated to spreading this message. I'm with more force. This is what I can say. And something inside of me also is healing. I mean, healing is a process that is never ending, but I could feel that your video, your light language video has really enriched me and my soul and my essence and my life in every single way. Really, this is what I can say, and it's the truth. It's the truth. So I can recommend everyone who wants to heal or uncover any kind of trauma, because we are all traumatized, as I said. I can recommend Ellena's Reiki healing sessions warmly.
Thank you, Amina. I'm very happy to help. I'm really glad to hear that. That's amazing.
Thank you. And what we are talking here about also, this is what the teachers in School of Light are talking about. There is your husband, Kevin Cargan. I saw one video of him when he also talked about the matrix, enslavement, and everything, and totally true. Totally true. And this is what you deliver there. It's true, it's raw, it's authentic. And I thank you for this. I have to thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you.
Absolutely, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Everything we share, as Amina said, is unfiltered and it is raw because we don't have censorship in my school. Unlike YouTube, unlike the internet, Facebook, Instagram, where you can be censored for uploading certain types of content. In my school, we don't have that censorship, so we are free to speak on whatever subjects we need to in order to inform the masses and help them awaken and grow. And that is exactly what the system does not want you to do. So that's why we are here at the School of Light, to help others on the same page and on the same journey. So thank you so much, Amina, for being here.
Thank you, Ellena. Thank you for
Wisdom,
inviting me.
your input, everything that you know, and what has been shared with you from other friends or family members who are also from Germany, who have lived through the war, or who have seen the things that the media doesn't want us to tell us about Germany. And everyone who's watching this, definitely do your research too if you want to find out more. And comment down below, what are your thoughts on all of this? What have you learned in this podcast? And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, like, and share this to your loved ones or friends if they would love and really enjoy and find this helpful too. Just keep sharing the message. This is a brand new podcast, and it was a pleasure to have you on, Amina, as our second ever guest. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the Old World Podcast. Visit our link below to claim your free Old World Workbook and join our School of Light. You'll be able to connect to our spiritual community, plus join our weekly live classes, receive direct mentorship, healing, and learn how to exit the matrix for good. Like, comment, and share. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.